So hello guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel, that is Logicon. So in the last two videos we completed the previous year questions from SSC, CDS and various other exams from the topic president. So today it's our day 3. So now today and in the next two videos, in today's video and in the next video, I will be covering the questions of particularly SSC, and the questions will be from the topic president, vice president and prime minister only. Okay, so in the next two videos, like in those two videos, you are going to complete your previous year questions from president, vice president and prime minister. So let's start. So yeah, do let me know who is our current prime minister, president and vice president. And this is also that recently that we are having our first president from a tribe, okay, from a scheduled tribe. We are having our first president. So do let me know about her. What's her name? What's the name of our vice president? What is the name of our current president? And what is the name of our prime minister? Do let me know. Let's move to the questions. Our first question is, a candidate seeking election as vice president is required to make a security deposit. In our second video, we did the same thing regarding president. There the question was asking about the security deposit in case of president, and it was 25,000. Okay, but in case of vice president, it is 15,000. Okay, so just remember this thing, that in case of president the security deposit is 25,000, and in case of vice president the security deposit is 15,000. So now let's move to the next question, that is, to whom can the judge of a Supreme Court address his resignation letter? First of all, tell me who appoints the judge of a Supreme Court. Who appoints the judge of a Supreme Court? Do let me know in our comment section. I have already told you this, okay, that who appoints the judge of a Supreme Court and what is the process, what is the name of the process. Okay, I will tell you in detail. I will be covering this in judiciary. When I will be covering particularly judiciary or the questions from judiciary, then I will tell you in brief about this. But now just let me know if you all know. So let's move to our question, that is, to whom can the judge of the Supreme Court address his resignation letter? It is the President of India. Okay, the President of India. But remember one thing, he can pass this order only on the recommendation, of the Parliament. Okay, remember this thing, that if Parliament says to the President to pass the order, only then President can pass the order. President can't pass the order to remove the judge of a Supreme Court by himself. Okay, it has to take the recommendation, or we can say that the President has to act according to the recommendation of the Parliament in case of removal of Supreme Court. Or in other words, I would say that the judges of a Supreme Court do not hold office only as the pleasure of the President. Okay, President can't remove the judges, whether it is Supreme Court judges or High Court judges, according to his will. Okay, he has to act according to the recommendation of the Parliament. Do remember this thing also. Our third question is, who among the following was the third vice president of India? Now I will, even in the last video I told you that remember the names of presidents, the presidents that we have till now, prime ministers and vice presidents. Straight questions are asked in SSC, okay, from these topics. Now let me tell you about three things, that who's our first vice president? It was Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Okay, I all know that. I hope that you all know this. Then who was our second prime minister, second vice president? It was Zakir Hussain. He was our second vice president. First one was Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. Now who was third? Third one was V.V. Giri. V.V. Giri was our third vice president. And who was our fourth? Gopal Swarup Pathak. He was our fourth vice president. And B.D. Jetty was our fifth vice president. Okay, so in brief I will tell you that just remember the names of our presidents, prime ministers and vice presidents that we have as of now. Okay, do remember, prepare a list of these all these names and try to remember them in a chronological order. Okay, try to remember that. So here our answer, what is the question? That is the third. So I have already told that it is V.V. Giri. Next question. The election of the next vice president is to be held within the expiry of a term of office of outgoing vice president. So here there is a trick. I will tell you that in our constitution, the proper days are not mentioned. Okay, our constitution just says that the election of the next vice president has to be conducted as soon as possible. मतलब जितनी जल्दी हो सके उतनी जल्दी करवाने हैं. Okay, so just look at our options. Our options are 90 days, 60 days, 120 days, 75 days. What is the minimum value? That is 60 days. So here our answer is 60 days. Because do remember, because if our option would be 45 days, I'm just telling you that just assume that our option 45 days, 60 days, 120 days, 150 days. So here our answer will be 45 days. Because our constitution says that the elections of the vice president has to be conducted as soon as possible. Okay, in our constitution a proper date is not mentioned, or the proper period is not mentioned in our constitution. Now the fifth question: who has the right to appoint an interstate council? This is also important thing, that is interstate council. Who appoint? Here just remember two things. Who appoint this council is appointed by president, and who is the chairman? And the chairman of this council is the prime minister. Just remember these two things. So here in our question they are asking about who appoints it. So it is the president of India. But here in the same question, if they ask who is the chairman of interstate council to promote the center state and interstate cooperation, then our answer would have been the prime minister. But according to this question, our answer is the president. Now let's move to the sixth question, which is: which of the following is not true regarding the election of vice president? Here is about the vice president. I will tell you there are certain procedures that in order for a election of vice president, certain qualifications are there. First of all, he should be a citizen of India. He should be. This is the most important one. Okay, you will get this in all the qualifications. Then the second one was that he should have completed the age of 35 years, the same as that of president. The third one is different as that of president. In president, the candidate who is contesting the elections of president, he should be eligible to be a member of Lok Sabha. But in case of vice president, he should be eligible to be a member of Rajya Sabha, which is also called as upper house or council of states. Upper house or council of states. Do remember these names. Okay, in questions they can give you any one of, okay, out of these three names they can ask you the questions in any one of these. Okay, so here let's look at our options. Second option, he is qualified for election as a member of council of states. As I told you, this is correct. And he should have completed the age of 35 years. This is also correct. And he must be a citizen of India. This is also true. So here our answer is A, because they are in question they have asked which option is wrong. So here in the question is member of the House of People, that is Lok Sabha, which is incorrect in case of elections of vice president. So in case of seventh, what does Article 61 of the Indian Constitution deal with? It is the impeachment. Because you all know that which article deals with the fundamental duties? It is Article 51A. Then which article deals with the financial emergency? It is Article 360. Then in case of national emergency, it is Article 352. So Article 61 deals with the impeachment of the president. Okay, remember these articles. I will tell you that I will make a separate video on important articles also. But till that, just remember these important articles, whatever we are covering with the questions. When we do questions, whenever you get something important, just try to write it on a separate notes. Just try to prepare separate notes, okay, of the important things that you were not aware of. Now, who among the following is the visitor to the all central universities of India? It is the president of India. Okay, remember this thing also. This is factual. Okay, there is nothing to understand regarding this. This is a factual thing that who among is the visitor to all the central universities of India? It is the president of India. Now the ninth question: that which of the following government authorities can appoint the chief election commissioner? Remember that the chief election commissioner, most of the important offices, their appointment is done by the president. Remember, whether it is CAG, whether it is the persons of UPSC or chairman or the members of UPSC, then whether it is about chief election commissioner or other election commissioners, okay, or even the Supreme Court judges, High Court judges, chief election, or we can say that the chief election commissioner of India, okay. So all these things are appointed by the president, but on the recommendations of Council of Ministers. This thing is also important, okay. Also, these appointments are done by the president, but he does so on the recommendation of Council of Ministers. So here our answer is B, as I told you that all the important appointments are done by the president. Now the 10th question is, who among the following was the president of the Constituent Assembly? It is Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Again, these are the things that which are factual, and you have to read it in any of the book. You can read these things in any of the books, okay. These are completely factual. There is nothing to understand about these questions. Now let's move to the 11th question, which is, who among the following replaced Morarji Desai as the Prime Minister of India in 1979? Again, the same thing I told you, that prepare a separate list of all the names of the vice presidents, presidents, prime ministers in a chronological order. It will be very, very beneficial, because direct questions. As of in these 10 to 11 questions, I think that we have done 3 to 4 questions which are directly from there, directly from this list. So try to prepare those lists. Now here is our answer is Charan Singh. If you had prepared the list, then you can directly say that after Morarji Desai, who was our prime minister, it was Charan Singh. Then which of the following article of the Constitution of India provides power to the president for promulgating ordinances? I have told you in my very first video about the ordinances. It is the Article 123. Remember this? Article 123. It deals with ordinances. So again, the same thing, that you have to learn the important articles. Direct questions are asked from these things also. Important articles, then the schedules. Then I told you that the list of vice president, president, and prime minister in a chronological order. These things are important, okay. So here article, I will tell you a little bit about other articles also. Article 111, it deals with the veto power. I told you that there are 2 types of veto used by the president. One is absolute veto, and the second one is suspensive veto. I have told you in brief, okay. I have already elaborated earlier. So these are the types of veto, and the Article 111 deals with this. And Article 143 deals with the power of the president to seek advice, from Supreme Court. Okay, remember these articles. These articles are important. Here it is Article 123, which deals with ordinances. Then Article 143, which deals with the power of the president to seek advice from the Supreme Court. Then Article 111, which deals with the veto power of the president. And also I will tell you here one important thing about veto, that in our constitution only 2 types of veto are available, that is absolute or suspensive. But there is another type of veto, that is pocket veto. The pocket veto, our presidents have made this as a convention. You can say that as a convention. This word, that is pocket veto, has come into force as a convention. Convention means that this word is not mentioned in our constitution. It has developed over time, okay, because of the use of mind by various presidents, or various presidents have developed this concept by themselves, and now it has become a convention, and it has added the powers, or we can say it has increased the power of president. But in our constitution, this word is not mentioned, that is pocket veto. In our constitution, only 2 types of vetoes are available, that is absolute veto and suspensive veto. Remember this one also, this is also important. Then who among the following never became the vice president? As I told you that Zakir Hussain was our 2nd vice president, B.D. Jatti was our 5th vice president, V.V. Giri was our 4th vice president. Okay, then our simple answer is, 3rd. V.V. Giri was our 3rd vice president. Sorry for this. 3rd vice president. So what is our answer? That is Gulzari Nanda. This question is also directly, I am telling you again and again. I will tell you few things, okay, which I have observed from these questions. Now let's move to the 14th question. Who among the following was the first vice president of India? Again, it is A. And all these questions are asked in 2021 means these are recent questions. Okay, I am putting your attention again and again on this. So now the question 15th. Which Indian president used the pocket veto? I told you about pocket veto, that this type of veto is not available in our constitution, or we can say it is not mentioned in our constitution. Okay, so it was Gyani Jail Singh. Pocket veto basically is that I will tell you some little bit about pocket veto. Okay, as you all are aware about suspensive veto. Suspensive veto. Just take as an assumption that whenever a bill is passed by the parliament, it is sent to the president. It is sent to the president for his approval. But in our constitution, most probably regarding the ordinary bills, a proper time period is not mentioned. A proper time period is not mentioned. That within which time is not mentioned. That within which time the president has to give his approval. In brief, I will tell you, or in starting, I will tell you. In the starting, that is, in our constitution, as you all know, that once the bill is passed by the parliament, it is sent to the president for his approval, and only after his approval the bill becomes an act. And in our constitution, they just have mentioned that the president has to give his approval, but they have not mentioned that within what time the president has to give his approval. So from here, president takes advantage that whenever president thinks that this bill is not to be passed, or this bill should not be passed, then what he does, he just keeps the bill on his table. That is, he does not refuse to give his accent, even he does not give back the bill for reconsideration. What he does, he just keeps the bill on his table but does not take any action. और इन हिंदी आई विल से दैट कि जो हमारे कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन है ना, उसमें क्या दे रखा है कि प्रेसिडेंट को अप्रूवल देना है बिल को, मतलब सिंपल ये दे रखा है कि प्रेसिडेंट शुड गिव हिज अप्रूवल. बट देर इज नो मेंशन्ड इन आवर कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन दैट विद इन व्हाट टाइम, कि कितने टाइम में देना है, कि 2 महीने में देना है, 6 महीने में देना है, जैसे कि बाकी हर जगह पे दे हैव मेंशन्ड दैट रिगार्डिंग द इलेक्शंस ऑफ प्रेसिडेंट, the elections of the president has to be conducted within a time of 6 months. Okay, I have told you. So they have given certain specific time period that this work has to be done within this time. But with regarding to the president's approval, they have not mentioned a specific period of time. And the president, most of the presidents, they takes advantage of these things, as they know that there is not a time period. So whatever bill they think that it should not be passed, they just keep it on their table. And for the first time, it was used for the Indian Post Office Amendment Bill 1986 by the Gyani Jail Singh. As of now, there are 3 bills. Okay, there are 3 bills on which the pocket veto has been used as of now. I will tell you about these bills in the next video. Okay, I will in the next video, from the very starting, I will tell you about the bills over which the pocket veto has used as of now. Now let's move to the next question. That is our last question for today. According to our Constitution of India, Judge of Supreme Court can be removed from the office except by an order of the President. Again, this is the same question that we did. Okay. Now at last I will tell you certain things that before going for the examination, just do one thing. If you have not done, I hope that all of you must have done that. But if you have not done, I will tell you certain things. That first of all, prepare a list of important articles. If you want, I will also do. Okay, within 1 or 2 weeks, I will let you to prepare a list of important articles of our constitution. That will help you. Okay, because questions are directly asked from these things. There is nothing to understand. You have to cram this. Okay. Then second, prepare a list of the presidents that we have as of now in a chronological order. Presidents, vice presidents, and prime ministers. Okay. Prepare a list of these things. These 2 things are going to be helpful for you. Okay, because questions are directly asked from this. I am telling you again and again. And the next thing that in our next video, I will tell you in brief about pocket veto, and I will let you know about the 3 bills where the pocket veto has used as of now and who has used those veto powers. I will tell you that the pocket veto. I will tell you in the next video about this. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. Do subscribe and share with your friends. and do let me know that how much did you like the video and what improvements do you want me to do in my further videos. So in our next video we will be completing the questions of the latest questions of SSC from president, vice president, prime minister. After that I will start with parliament. Means in order to complete the questions of parliament it will take me regarding 3 to 4 videos. Okay, that is a lengthy, that is somehow a lengthy topic. Okay, so thank you all. Let's meet in the next video.